Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday morning, January 3rd, 2023. We are looking at ES's window traders market profile of the ES and SPY. First and foremost, want to wish everybody a very happy, healthy, and prosperous 2023. I can tell you one thing: if this pre-market is any indication of what we'll see this year, well, then we should have another wild ride. And again, great ranges. 2022 provided day traders with spectacular ranges throughout the entire year, right? That's all we need. We'd like to have volume with it, but I'll take ranges over it any time. So what is going on so far this morning? Well, the market opened last night basically 3,900 on the nose and drove straight down, all the way down, only to make higher highs this morning. And now we're trading at 83 and a quarter. The overnight high right now in the ES is 0675. Overnight low is 4275. So great overnight range. Right now they're attempting to gap higher. Remember, we went out with a price probe on our last trading day of the year when M period spiked above A's high. So A's high is the base of your price spike. Anything above that on an opening is very positive for bulls. If we're going to open on a gap, that's even more positive. So those are things to keep in mind. Again, the size of the gap will certainly matter to me, right? I'm not one to want to buy a gap that's very large. So if we start getting gaps of $2, $3, I'll watch it. We are attempting to come out of balance on the daily, right? Balance rules, like to me, are more important than gap rules. So right now we're attempting to come out of basically a 6-day balance, okay? If we do, well, then again, 387.41 will be our next big target because that's also right around where the 50-day moving average is. We'll go over those on the chart in a moment. So as far as a game plan early, a gap, $1.50, $1.25, I don't mind taking a long. Then it depends on how much heat you want to take. The gap does not get filled at N's high, it gets filled at M's high. So if the gap gets filled at M's high, the question is, do you want out or do you want to see what happens at the base of the price probe, which is another 7 points lower? Those are things as a trader you have to see how much heat you want to take. Well, we will be opening right now with higher value, which is a firm check in the bulls column, and right now with a gap. Pre-market volume so far, just under a million, but there's still 75 minutes to go. So not bad volume to start. As far as the other ones, Triple Q, same thing, looking to gap higher. They went out with a price probe on Friday. And IWM, same price probe and looking to gap higher, as is obviously the SPY. So where is our balance? Well, here, right? Here's your 6-day balance. 3 days here, 3 days here. Here's the top of your balance. Some people might use this. Some people might incorporate this as one huge balance. Okay, no problem with that. But I think since this high was around 384 and change, and this is all the way up at 387, I'm going to call this coming out of balance on the daily for now. And then we'll see what happens if we do get up to around the 387.50 level in SPY. All right, and that's going to go for the same in ES, that daily high. And then, so as far as a short play, the first time if you ought to get up to the 21st high, some people will be using that as a balance high, so you can take a short against that. That's around 1875 in the ES. It's also going to put you right around the 50-day moving average. So that's a short play if it was to run up there, and again, a long play against the gap. And then just quickly on the chart, let's go over the 3 for the SPY since it's been a long weekend. Here's your monthly. It's balance. Right? Right now, I'd call it a 4-month balance. The high of that balance is 411.73, which is September's high. Right? The market cannot really get going at all until we get acceptance above that. If you get above that high, then you could challenge August high. Until that happens, we're still firmly in balance on the monthly. The weekly is down, though. Don't forget, we had an inside week last week. Okay? Last week's high is 384.35. So if we take that out, you're firmly back into balance on the weekly, and you're coming out of an inside week to the upside which would be bullish. Okay? And then there's the top 387.41. That's certainly, now remember, some people call this balance already. I was calling it down to balance. So to me, we're really still forming our balance. Some people will say if we get above 387.47, they'll call the weekly up. I'll decide as the week goes on. But right now, we're attempting to come out of an inside week to the upside on a gap. You go with it and monitor it for continuation or lack of. And then here we go. Remember, the 20 is going to be crossing the 50. We talked about that a lot last week. Again, I'm not saying we're going to go make new yearly lows once that happens like we did the 3 times in 2022, but definitely something not to ignore. So if we do get up around the 50 and the 20 on some point this week on a rally, we'll see how we react at those levels. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.